Hi there, Harry Linden here from Lakeview Consulting. Let's look at a scenario whereby you want to capture an image for a document that you want to create, but the image has sensitive information, say for example financials or people's names. So how do you redact this sensitive information? Well, I use TechSmith Snagit, so let's go and have a look at it. Okay, so we're going to take a screenshot of this sales information. This is a test web page. It's a sample company in a program called MyOp. It shows sales information, current month sales, and 6 months of sales compared to last year, and similar sort of scenario with purchasing, although there's not much data in here. But we're going to focus on the sales area. So let's take a screenshot. I'll bring this Snagit capture tool back in, and we're just going to hit capture and take across here from that corner all the way down to the corner here. There we go. Alright, so what we can do now is use a couple of tools within Snagit that can hide this information. Okay, so the first way you can redact information on an image is using the blur tool, and let's go to that now. So I've got my customized bar tool on top here. If you can't see your blur tool, click on the more, and it's either on this overflow menu, or you can customize it and drag it up onto your custom bar tool. So I've already got it there, so let's click on blur, and you'll notice the quick styles here. You've got various different formats of blur. It really depends on what your preferences are. Let's just try one of these, and I'm going to hold my cursor there and drag it across this section here. Now that's the format that this particular style has. So you can obviously change it. So to change it, you need to highlight it, of course, and see that there's figures and text behind this, but you can't read it. You can also pixelate it in various sizes, and also you'll notice as I went across the various sizes of pixelation that the intensity went up. But obviously as you bring it down, the pixelation gets smaller and smaller, and until you can almost see it. So obviously you need to make sure that it's properly hidden. So that's one way of hiding sensitive information, or information that you just don't want to have on the image. So let's highlight that and hit the delete key, bring it back. The other way you can do it is to use the simplify tool. Again, if you can't see it on your toolbar there, please go to the all button and either look for it on the sub menu or customize your custom bar and drag it up onto your toolbar. So I've already got it here, so let's click on that, and you'll notice a few things here. Now we'll go from the top down. If we wanted to hide everything, if you hit the auto simplify and you turn that on, at the moment it's turned off by default. If I turn that on, it's going to hide all the objects on this image. Okay, and you'll think, okay, well, that's going to be a bit difficult to sort of find out what you want to hide and what you don't want to hide. So obviously the headers and things you want to show and the graphs you want to show, but you can't tell what's underneath these. Well, if you go down to the properties menu down the bottom, get down to it, there we go. Oh, sorry, right. There we go. Right down the tool properties, if you look, there's a couple of tick boxes there. and one of them is the show original. And what that does is, if I just zoom it in a bit, you'll see that it's actually just showing through what's hidden behind it. So that gives you a quick view of what you want to hide and what you don't want to hide. So obviously I want to keep the headings, and I also want to keep these figures here as well. I'm only going to hide this area here. So I'm going to select the move icon, and so that allows me to select various pieces of information. And you'll notice that because I also went over the graphs, also fixed that up. I'm going to delete those, and then I'm going to do another one for just that header there. Also clears that one, and it clears that header there. So now if we go back to simplify and go down and untick that show original, you now see that it's hidden. Now I've obviously forgotten to take these off, so let's go do that again. So obviously I want to see the months and the last year, this year venue. So I'm going to do the same thing again. Just select the move. Delete it. Okay. So we go back to there and turn it off, and there is your image with the information that you don't want to show hidden. Now you can tidy this up and put a border around it if you want. Let's not get carried away at the moment. We're focusing on how we can actually redact the information that we don't want to show. So the other way to do it, still under, let's go back to, the other way to do it, if you turn that off, it'll come up with let's just go down and see what happens to the, here we go. Okay, so it's coming up with some standard styles which you can select from the top there, so you can have dark grey, light grey, and various other colour styles. In fact, let me choose the dark grey one. Okay, so you can see that we've got left aligned text, so obviously this is all left aligned. We can have either black or dark grey or a bit lighter and so on. So if I choose that first one, for example, and started doing that. Okay, so that's one way of doing it. I don't particularly like that because I want to see this dark area white. So let's go back to what we had earlier. Or we can go to the light one there. Still don't like that, so let's undo that and let's try that again. And that's the effect I was looking for, and it actually looks quite neat. It looks very professional. And I think that's an image that you can use in a document if you want to illustrate something, or if you wanted to copy something and you wanted to send it to somebody, you can do that. Security-wise, once you copy something from Snagit, the image gets flattened, so there's no way that the recipient can actually undo what was done. So it'll be just an image as you see it at the moment.